I go to work on Tuesday and say a word.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
Jimmy Cash.
James. I call him James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy. Just works like that.
It's a little bit odd because I go to work on Tuesday and I work
A
on work
lot
Tuesday.
of things have happened this week, James.
Yeah. A lot of things have.
It has been a pretty long week, for me at least.
Hey,
A lot of things
brother,
that I did
brother, me and you, fucking, it's still not over.
in the real world. You're right. I mean, we still have today. The rest of
And tomorrow.
tonight. I mean, I consider Sunday a new week. You know, because it's the day that
I don't know.
the crapshoot comes out. Anyway, anything you want to talk about, James, before I update you about William's situation?
Oh my
No?
God.
Great.
Oh yeah, you know what, you go on it. I'll talk about anything in a minute. I
Well, I
can't
think,
believe he's doing this again.
I think the biggest surprises are behind us. You know,
Are they? Because
I might be
it was
optimistic.
pretty crazy last week.
I might be optimistic in saying that, but you know, I think we had our last bout. You know, we didn't go, or I don't think he went every single day to gamble this week. But I think on Tuesday-ish, we went to a casino and then he played on a machine, and in classic William style, wins, you know, a lot of money in a short amount of time. So, you know, he gambles like a little bit of money. I think maybe like 200 he puts into this machine, and he gives him $3,000, which is a jackpot. So he gets
Jesus Christ.
Gets given a W-2 form. Then he sinks like another 200 in, and he wins 2,000, which is another W-2 form. Kind of funny how this was all in the span of like 10 minutes, by the way. So we had the same person have to like come out and have to run out and give him the money.
I
And a
had
W-2 form.
I had that kind of situation happen with me, but it was at a Costco, and it was because me and the guy in front of me both used gift cards instead of Costco cards, and the person that came over had to walk over from another register each time. You know, just like William winning $5,000.
Well, you see, in this case, this is a W, and in your case, it's an L.
In my case of using a Costco gift card.
your case of using a gift card instead of a Costco card, or whatever you said.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's where the luck ended, though. That's where the luck ended, because then for the next like 4-ish days, it's just been nothing but L's. You know, he'd lose like maybe 400, 500 here and there, have to stop. Then, you know, next day loses like another 400. And then the next day he brings in 600 and he wins 1,300 after spending almost all of it. So, you know, technically he did double his money. But then classic William move here. He complains about this all the time too, because his mother also gambles, right? And he complains to me that every time she wins like a substantial amount of money, she'll just keep gambling and then lose it all. And you know, the apple doesn't fall far from its tree. So William, being the big brain that he is, you know, wins more than double his money. And then he's like, I'm going to keep going. So he keeps going, and then he loses all of it. And then the next day, nothing but L's again. Like he loses another like 600-ish, somewhere around there. And that's where we are at now. That's the last day he gambled. So, you know, technically he's still up quite a lot of money from when he started gambling, but I think he stopped. I think I managed to convince him that his luck has finally run dry. And so I think we're good. I think we're good, James. Sometimes you just have to quit while you're ahead.
I hear you saying I think we're good, but I've got a feeling that it's about to not be good.
You know, we just have to quit while we're ahead. You know, I know, James, you don't do that because you're never ahead. But if you were ever to get ahead, you'd have to quit.
Hey
You
man, you didn't have to bring me into this.
know. Well, we got you're in the podcast. I mean, I thought it might link you in sometime. You know, or, you know, you James, and then William, the opposite of you James.
Not fat.
Well, I mean, he is fat, but actually,
Yeah, but not me.
most of my friends are actually, you know, fat.
Fat with a PH.
But also, most Americans are fat. So, wild coincidence there.
Whoa, classic racist JD over here.
Yeah. Okay. What of it? What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing.
I get canceled on
I get cancer.
Mixer.com.
I think it's better if you just go, I get cancer. That's the end of
I
the
get
statement.
cancered by God himself. He was offended by my joke. Well, anyway, James, you've been doing stuff for the past week?
I have.
Enlighten me, James. What have you been doing?
I've been
What have you
working.
been up to? Just working?
I my
Just participating
hand.
in the Matrix? Huh?
Well,
Just a
currently, if
cog
what's
in the
if,
wheel?
yeah, some of us got to work, JD. I know you're working your little card man life out there, but
Card man life.
not all of us can be our Yu-Gi-Oh selves. Some of us have to do real man's work and hurt ourselves while
That sounds
making
like someone
signs.
that sounds like something someone who doesn't believe in the heart of the cards would say.
That is what I do believe, Yugi.
Not in the heart of the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And anything crazy
Um,
happen in your work, or you're just depressed
yeah,
and
I mean,
ashamed of it
not
like always?
crazy or anything, but it's just kind of more like a, ow, my fucking hand hurts.
I mean, you get injured pretty much every single time I hear you talk about work, so
Yeah,
you're
it's
just a
not a very
fragile,
safe
brittle
place.
man. A fragile,
Y-
brittle man, a little boy,
Yeah,
and
man.
I don't know why they would I thought they had like laws for that, but you know, apparently not. To stop, you
I
know,
mean,
such the elderly from working. Like if you're over like 110 years old, I think maybe they shouldn't have you working like such a physically demanding job.
you know what, JD? I've actually had enough.
I
I'm gonna leak your address.
I mean, it's just a little weird to me that, you know, you get injured more often than almost anybody that I know doing anything.
I mean, I don't choose it. I gotta make that
No, of
clear. I
course
don't
not.
choose to get injured the ways I do
Well,
and as I
nobody.
do.
I'm guessing. Well, you know, fragile and weak people don't choose to be born fragile and weak. So, I mean,
Then why
I'm not blaming you. You know,
then why did you choose
it's
to be
just
born that way,
chilling. You
JD?
know, well,
What?
I didn't.
JD,
I
you
didn't. I
did.
wasn't born that way.
But you are. Look at you.
There's only
You're
one
all,
of us here that hops on the pod. Is like, oh my god, I hurt my wrist and I sprained my ankle, and I had to keep working. And these signs are just so heavy, I just can't lift them. There's only one of us here.
that's a statement I've made many a time.
That's exactly what you said, James, on last week's 2 weeks ago podcast.
I said, ouchie, sign too heavy.
Those exact words.
Those exact words.
Yeah.
Well, JD, here's the truth.
Mhm.
Ouchie, sign too heavy. No, I genuinely hurt my hand putting together some barricades this week.
Barricades. Oh, you're a
Yeah.
barricade worker now? You've been promoted from sign maker?
No, barricades are also signs. We make
Yeah,
both.
it's a sign and it says stop, you can't cross into this area.
No, it's a big strip of wood that we put sign material on top of.
Oh, I see.
But we have to hand cut them because for some reason that's what we have to do, and people who do it don't know how to cut them. So
Yeah,
it's the most uneven fucking pieces of wood you got to work with ever.
It's because a craftsman like you believe in the art of the craft.
Nope, because they put the truck guys on that job.
And if it isn't, you know, if it isn't handmade, can you really say you put, you know, blood, sweat, and tears into it?
Yes,
You
I
want it
can.
to just be another industrial
I literally
matrix
put my blood in
created
these
like
signs.
cut of slab of wood. I mean, there's no heart in that. I mean, don't you feel proud whenever you see a barricade and you're like,
No,
I cut that. You see that right there?
no.
I did that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've literally never felt that anytime I've ever made a sign.
Have you seen any of the
In the
signs you've
crazy
made actually
thing,
be out there? Or
yes. In the
okay,
craziest thing, I know I'm making shit that helps people. I've never once felt proud about the things I make.
oh,
I
that's
like
a very
legitimately.
positive thing to say, James. It's
It's a
thank you.
crazy fucking thing. I know I legitimately have an impact on my community because of the work I
Yeah,
do,
you
and
literally can see it.
I've never once felt proud about it. That's I'm sorry, but that's the most
Don't
genuine
worry,
statement
James.
you're gonna get from me about this.
I feel proud about it for you.
I
So
don't think
you're
you
welcome.
do.
No, I don't. So
I You wanna know what the most excited I ever was? When I went out to
what?
that IKEA and realized our signs were in the IKEA parking lot. And I know I didn't make those signs, but I got super excited because I noticed our sticker was on the back of the sign.
That's our sticker. You turn to your coworker and you say that to him, and then you realize you're talking to someone that you really don't like.
Yeah, pretty much. Every fucking day of my life. My coworkers learned that somebody at work might be gay. Spoiler, not me.
What?
It's
No way.
I
What?
know.
Someone at your workplace?
Yeah,
Gay.
and that's the legit reaction one of them fucking had to that information. and it
My
and
honest
it was
reaction.
yeah, like their honest reaction. And honestly, it's so funny to me because they're like, why would they be firstly they were like afraid that this person is there.
Of course.
Which is so fucking funny because it's like,
Of
what?
course they're
Why?
afraid.
They're gonna give
I
you the
mean,
gay
James,
virus.
if every
They're
single
gonna
gay person looked like you, I'd be afraid of gay
never.
people.
Well, they don't know about me yet, JD.
I quickly became homophobic.
No, I genuinely was like, they were talking and they were like, I don't get why they'd be afraid of us. I don't know
Why
why
they're,
they'd be afraid to tell us and
why
everything. And
they're
I like,
afraid of us.
a part of me took over where I wasn't in control of my words and I outwardly yelled, "Have you not heard yourself speak?"
You know, your coworkers remind me of this of these side characters in a lot of the manga that I read, where they're like,
It's
it's this
probably pretty
trope.
much it, one for one.
It's this trope of like a school bully, but they're a bully because of like they're not aware that they're a bully, and then when someone points out like all the terrible stuff they've done, they're like, "What? I didn't do that. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
That's just
yeah,
it was just a
it's
prank,
pretty
bro.
close.
It's just a joke."
Yeah, that
But
pretty much
that's your
is one for
coworkers in
one.
actuality. So
That's literally them. Like I was watching
literally
this
me.
thing where it was this D&D game, and the joke was that one of the characters who talks all crazily, we hear how he sounds himself, and he sounds very refined in his own mind. And then one of the other people went, "I don't know why they think why people run from me. I just act normally like this." And it's I have to imagine, what do they think they sound
Goodness
like to each other?
gracious.
Yeah, it's like I have to wonder, what do they think they sound like when they say these awful, horrible things, and then are
I
surprised
probably think it's
people are
funny.
off put by them?
Dude, I think it's funny. They
I know
probably think
you
it's
think
funny
it's
too.
funny. I
It's
know
just
you
all a
think it's
joke,
funny. That's
James.
because
You take life way too seriously, man. When they're spouting all that
JD,
stuff, I mean, it's
I
just
know
a
you think
joke.
it's funny. But that's because you're racist. We've discussed this.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't be racist. I'm just a
How-
comedian, dude. It's just a joke.
I'm just a little guy.
Name one racist thing I've said. You white thing.
Well, that I don't think you know if that's racist or not, but
Therefore, there you go. I can't be racist. Boom.
I didn't say you aren't. I said that definitely wasn't.
Anyway, though,
Um,
so this,
yeah.
do you know who they suspect of being
Oh
the
yeah, there's
gays?
like three people they suspect, and I'm gonna be so
There's three of
honest with
them.
you. Yeah, there's
It's
three
multiplied from what I
suspects.
thought it was.
Yeah, because they said it was one guy who's there after it was supposed to be another guy or something, you know. That it was somebody who joined the company after them.
Uh huh.
And I was eliminated as a suspect because I've worked there before. So even though I joined after this person, it's because I've been there already.
Oh, that's
Um,
pretty reasonable line. That's a pretty reasonable
mhm.
line of thinking, actually.
They're
They're like,
wrong.
why would a gay person work in this environment? It just makes no sense.
Well, and then there's the person they suspect. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. I won't say and whatnot because it's not my job to out people. because that's a fucking weird ass thing to do.
Yeah, and you would never out someone.
No. Hey
I
JD.
totally wouldn't have a recording of it, and
Hmm.
or maybe have it's already been on an episode of the Crapshoot. And if you guys don't know about it, you should probably dig through every single episode prior
Oh,
to this one.
it's not that guy that you're thinking of. It's not him.
I don't know.
That
I have no
guy, the
idea what
guy
you're
that I
talking
used to
about.
talk about, the guy that I used to talk about no longer works there, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So it's not him. Don't worry.
They lost. They lost a good one. So
No, we didn't. That
salutes
guy
for
was
him.
horrible. That guy was a horrible person. We absolutely didn't. That guy turned to me, said a slur, and said, "It's okay. My wife is Hispanic. I can say this."
Boom. I mean, there it is.
Case solved. Um,
Case closed.
yeah. But yeah, that's the current situation, and it's like kind of crazy to me that they genuinely don't like understand the situation.
Yeah, they don't.
I heard one of the guys go, "Why can't gay people just be normal?"
Boom. I mean, James, are you normal?
No.
Name one normal gay person, James.
Um, that's a good question. I wanna say somebody.
It might sound like I'm homophobic, but in actuality,
You are.
everyone is not normal. So, got him. Anyway, though,
But I
you're
remember
insane,
he
James.
said,
That's the point I wanted to come across. I'm not sure if this guy who they're talking about is insane, but I'd have
no,
to work there to find out.
I mean, he might. If it's
Hey,
the people that they're talking about, they're also assholes, so I couldn't
hey,
give less of a shit.
be a heads up for a new hire next week.
Are you about to walk in?
No, God no.
Are you done with
You
your
would never
card?
see me out on that side of town. In fact, you would
Are
never
you
see
done
me
with
outside
your
of my house.
card boy life?
I'm not done with my cardboy life. There's some updates I had about that, but
Updates.
probably I'll talk about it after you finish up with this
Your game
this
updated.
thing. I got my gaming license. I'm a certified gamer, James.
You moved on from playing Yu-Gi-Oh. You're now playing Magic the Gathering.
No, I'm playing Pokemon now.
Oh no. A guy who actually plays Pokemon as a card game. We women fear him.
While you were out there kissing women, I was playing Pokemon, the card game.
Genuinely, who?
No, that's it then. They just suspect. They don't really
Pretty
know.
much.
It lives rent free inside their heads, James. They go to sleep knowing
It quite
keeps them up
literally
at night.
does. No, it quite literally does because like I said, one of them is afraid to find
They're
that
like,
one
oh
of
my
them is
god,
gay.
this
Yeah,
person that I've
genuinely,
interacted with for
yeah,
an extended period of time next to me. I could see his face.
genuinely,
He
they
was
are
within 5
petrified
meters of
as
me.
if like it can infect them, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that was my honest reaction when I first heard about you, James.
I mean,
I
that
know I
was your
never told you
mom's
this,
honest
but
reaction. That was definitely your mom's honest reaction.
I think there's something they might be
Monkey
calling for
pox.
me. That's okay.
Oh, here, I'll entertain.
I thought the
while
reaction
you-
would be like oh, that's interesting. Why did they choose to be that way? Got him.
Why did they choose?
You
to be
actually
like
can't
this?
recover from that burn, James. You've been roasted, and it's third degree. It's unrecoverable. You're gonna need a graft.
I'm actually suing you for a hate crime.
Well, you can't do that. That's illegal.
Why not? It's illegal to sue people for hate crimes.
Well,
Yeah, what do
if
you got?
that's all you have to say about that, got a
Yeah,
little
I don't
update.
got much else. You got a little update?
I landed a job at one of the casinos, one of the big casinos. There's like 3 big ones for poker, and they're down by the strip. And I got it at one of them. I won't say which one, but I did, and it was a very. I think if you were in this scenario, you'd be. This is something that would traumatize you for at least like 3 months.
That would traumatize me.
Yeah. if you were in my shoes. No, actually, if you were in William's shoes, because me and William went to this audition together, and it's basically an audition of so there's three like higher ups at this big casino that manages the poker room, and so we walked in for this audition, and just in context, me and William, we never played poker before, we never dealt poker before, and me personally have never handled cards before 2 months ago. So we have about 2 months of like poker dealing experience, right? We walk into this audition, and I overhear like the rest of the people who are auditioning there that like they have at least like 5 years of poker dealing experience for this job, right? And then it clicks in my mind. I'm like, man, I don't think we're gonna get this thing. So at that point, I kind of like mentally gave up on the fact that we were gonna get this job, but I was like, I might as well get the experience of doing the audition anyway. We get set up and everything. One of the dude who's like the poker director is also at this audition. Mm-hmm. So it's the poker director and it's like two senior shift managers who are managing this audition, and there's about 7-ish people who are auditioning for this job. And we get our name. Our names are on the clipboard, and then the way it works is that they just randomly call up a person, and they get up there. They deal out a hand of PLO and Omaha 8 or better. You don't need to know what that is. And William gets called up first. He's the first guy up there, and he deals terribly. It's probably actually the worst I've seen him deal in the 2 months that I've seen him, minus subtract like the first 2 weeks when we were really learning it. So he does in my opinion, he does like terribly. Like he's super slow. He messes up a couple of like pitching the cards and stuff. And then we get to the section of the audition where he has to read the hands that the players have to see who wins, right? And he just like freezes on like the first hand. He gets stuck on this first hand for like 10 seconds, and then he says, you're supposed to say what you think the winning hand is, like, oh, like pair of aces or whatever, or that kind of thing. You have to say it out loud. He says something, it's wrong, and then then one of the shift managers tells him like, take a look at that hand again, So he sits there and he stares at it for like 10 more seconds, and then he says another thing, and it's wrong. And the shift manager is like, no, take a look at the board. Just like take a second, gather your breath. We know you're nervous. Just keep on going. I shit you not. Like a whole minute passes by of him just staring at the cards, and we're all just staring at him, including the poker director and the other shift manager. And we're all just staring at him. And I could tell he's like, in his mind, he's just stopped working. Like his brain has just stopped working. There's a lot of pressure, by the way, at these auditions.
Full cognitive shutdown.
And James, I don't know. I don't think you don't strike me as the kind of guy who would handle these kinds of situations well. Because you're being put in the spotlight by a bunch of random strangers, by the way. And all these strangers are significantly better at this dealing that you are. And they're all like just staring at you while you're like fumbling. So after a whole minute passes by, the shift manager like really tries to help him out. And he's just like, all right, run me through this. What could you possibly see on this board? And then he goes in through and he's like, oh, there's no straights, no flushes. And the shift manager's like, are you sure about that? And then that's when it finally clicks. That's when he finally clicks. Okay, James, you brain rot infected fool.
You just hear me start making zombie noises.
You're like, straights. And you start like shaking. So anyway,
one of them could be in the room with us.
Like no flushes. And then there is a flush. That's what the hand was. It was an ace high flush. But and then he finally sees it. And then he takes like, another like 30 seconds per hand to read, which is a very long time, by the way. I think the goal is to basically glance at it and within like 5 seconds be able to know what hand they're playing. So like it's awful. And that was his first game. That was Omaha 8 or better. So those are 2 games that we have to deal. So we dealt 2 games for this audition. Just one hand of 2 games. And that was the first hand that he dealt. And the second hand went a bit better, but he also messed up a lot. So he gets off the seat, and man, it was just dead silent, like after his audition. And then it was dead silent as like in like the 30 seconds that the shift manager picks up like his board of names, and he goes through his checklist, and he's like, all right, next person, me. I get to go up right after William does. It's the first 2 people at this audition was William and me. So I get up there and I start dealing. And honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. It was probably because I wasn't as nervous as I was doing the other audition that I did. I did 2 auditions so far, one for 2 different jobs. And the first one I was pretty nervous, but the second one I wasn't nervous. And I think it was due to the fact that I thought that I was just doomed anyway, so I might as well just get the experience of doing it. So I dealt out, the 2 games, and I did pretty good. Nothing horrible. I was like, I could have been a little bit faster, but I think I did all right. They thanked me. I left, and then the next person gets up there, and they just smash it. Like I'm talking like super professional dealing, like no mistakes, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, good job, and then they get off, and I'm like, oh my god, me and William, like we stare at each other and we're like, yeah, we're screwed. There's no way we're landing this. So then the next person gets up, and they're even better than the previous person. They were actually so good that the halfway through, or like right at the beginning of the second game that they were supposed to deal to show the shift managers, they're like, oh, you can stop right there. You're good. You're good to go. All right, next person. So like they stop him early because they're like, yeah, we saw what we needed to see. Next person.
Yeah, we already know you're competent enough.
Yep.
Unlike
That's basically what it
2.
is. That's basically what it is. And then the next person gets to the deal. They do the same thing for the next person too. They just stop him early, and they're like, okay, cool, we're good to go. And then the next person gets up, and they're all, I shit you not, every single other person there, like the other 5 people there that dealt, were at least like 3 times as good as I was. And obviously it makes sense because I think like the person who had the least amount of experience was at least like 3+ years of experience in dealing. So so it was just insane that we even got like a greenlit to do this audition, because me and William, 2 months of dealer school, not even had a job yet, and these guys are like, yeah, 3 years plus at this other big name casino. And one of them was like, yeah, 5 years plus, and I'm also working at one of the other casinos currently. And I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot. So after the audition was over, I could tell in my head when I looked at William's face that he thought he failed 100%. I thought he failed too, to be honest. But guess what, James? In a stroke of luck,
He failed.
We did not fail. We passed. Both of us did. He got an email, and the first line that Ryan, I'll just say his name is Ryan, the poker director, sent him was, we understand.
It'd be really funny if his name wasn't Ryan, but you just saying Ryan for no reason and then doubling
first
down.
name that pops in my head, yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, that'd be actually kind of funny.
So he sends both of us an email, and in my email it's just the standard like, oh, you've been hired for this job, schedule an appointment to follow up to get your employee ID and all that stuff set up. And for William, the first line of his email was, we understand that you were considerably nervous during the audition. Taking that into consideration, we decided to hire you for the job.
Oh my god.
I have a sneaking suspicion. I have a sneaking suspicion on why I think William got hired. And I'm pretty sure it's nepotism.
Oh boy.
Horrible, like just straight up nepotism. Because William's mother is a VP at this said casino, and
Okay.
she's the one who told both of
I
us that they were doing auditions.
Damn, dude. I like genuinely was expecting like, maybe they were just like really nice. Oh, it's nepotism. I was thinking like, man, maybe they're just really nice and forgiving and they really want to give him another
Well, I mean, there's another reason for it, and it's that
Mm-hmm.
during this time of year, this season, there are a bunch of poker tournaments happening, and they are always understaffed for every single tournament, pretty much. So they'll hire pretty much everybody for this. It's a seasonal job, like a temporary job. So they'll hire like anybody for it. Um, so that's the other reason. So that compounded onto the fact that I'm pretty sure it was nepotism also because of how bad he did. I think I got hired just because the staffing needs. Like I don't think I did terribly, but I'm pretty sure like William, like the way he messed up at this audition probably would have failed him for that other audition. But anyway, yeah, it it's good to have connections, James. Something that I know you don't have with people. Anyway, that we got hired, so nothing but W's this week.
Well, that's
To be
good
honest, for
that you
me,
guys got hired then.
yeah, we're good to go. So nothing but W's this week, James.
Uh-huh.
It's honestly pretty good, pretty good. Well, James, there's anything you want to add on?
Slightly off topic, and by slightly I mean fully. Did you hear about what's happening with the damn, Jesus Christ, my brain broke immediately. The BuzzFeed like ghost hunter guys?
BuzzFeed Ghost Hunters.
Yeah,
I'm not a big BuzzFeed head, and so I'm not sure what you're
I'm not
talking
either,
about.
but it's like them and the Try Guys were like, in my opinion, the only okay content from BuzzFeed.
I know about the Try Guys. I know who they are, but I'm not familiar with the ghost hunting guys. So what happened
So
to them? They
okay,
get
so
killed by a
they
ghost?
did they go by what?
Did they get got by a ghost?
Oh, did they get got by ghosts? No,
Did they
no.
finally like they get possessed and then
I mean, yes, but no, 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 no. No, what happened was they'd started their own company a couple years back called Watcher, and it was about them doing the same stuff but independently. No longer
oh
bogged down.
yeah,
Yeah, no longer. Sorry, I got distracted by something. No longer bogged down by like BuzzFeed and whatnot. They went completely independent,
sure.
and it was really cool. They made a lot of very cool and interesting content. And recently they decided, hey, we're not going to be on YouTube anymore. We're starting our own website and we're paywalling. And JD,
Ooh,
everybody hated
lucrative.
that.
Is the Fallout? Did you say that in reference to how much you're playing Fallout recently? Everyone hated that.
Quite literally, like, I can't be, that's the most genuine, like, description I can give of it because I don't
Hey,
think I've
it's
seen a
just
positive
business,
reaction.
James. It's just business.
No, but it's so
It's
funny because
lucrative.
it's like, they brought on this guy who is like their new CEO, and I know you probably have heard or at least seen something from him. He's the guy that would go
Maybe.
around with the other guy, and they would eat like the slightly more expensive food. It would like increase in expensiveness and whatnot.
Um, I don't
Like
want you to be disappointed in me. I really don't. But
the $5 burger versus like the $30 versus like the $200 burger or
there's a
something like
lot
that.
of there's a lot of those videos. Is it like the dude who popularized them, or
It
is it
was
just a
him and
dude who
the
does
this
them?
other guy who popularized it, and they were
Okay,
also on BuzzFeed and left.
I see.
Um, and
I'm
they
not familiar with him. No,
okay then,
I
but
usually don't watch those kind of videos. But I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I usually didn't either, but it's just like
But
kind
then
of
you but
I don't
then
know.
you caught a whiff of the British version of it, and you're like, okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, yeah.
I love this kind of content now.
I love putting that on for you and hearing the
I
dread.
know I know you love watching British people consume anything, any kind of food. and then being like, and then seeing the reactions like, watch this funny phrase they're about to say. Oh, Wonkers, I think my lip pistol is going crazy right now. And
That's
then,
exactly what they sound
yeah,
like.
and then you look at me, you're like, what the fuck even is lip pistol? I mean, like, dude, they're British.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
Exactly what happened. And then I ate
that
my
was
Wendy's.
exactly 3 weeks ago.
I ate my Wendy's burger.
You took a bite
Or
of your
sorry,
plastic Wendy's burger. And you went,
I took my
so
Wendy's
good.
burger
Look
and
how
I ate
funny
it.
these British kids are.
That's exactly what I said. Thank you for repeating it back to me.
Yeah, no problem. Just in
Yeah,
case
man,
you forgot.
that's like spot on. That's exactly what I sound like.
Okay, so what happened to these ghost hunting guys?
Well, yeah, they
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 paywall and
decided,
that's it. That's their.
yeah, they paywalled, and it's like $5.99 a month, I
Oh,
believe.
they decided to do a Rooster Teeth and be like, oh, just
Mm-hmm.
watch it on our website. Just to watch it on our website. But then the website is like, you get on there, it's like $5, please.
Yeah, except
Start
Rooster
your
Teeth
free
doesn't.
trial now, but you
Except
have to
Rooster
enter your
Teeth
credit
didn't
card
do that.
information.
No, except Rooster Teeth didn't do that because they also still had a bunch of content for
No,
free,
you know what they did
minus the
instead?
paywalled stuff.
They went, ugh, oof. Get it? Because it's
Oof.
the Roblox death sound. They went, oof.
Mm-hmm.
Get it,
Yep, I get
James?
it.
Because they're no longer they're gonna die soon, James. They're already dead. You get it,
Yeah,
James?
man, I get it. I get it. Yeah, I get it, man. So,
Okay.
anyways,
Are they like popular? Like,
yeah, they've gotten quite a bit of attention. They're pretty. I don't. Again, I keep wanting to say like you probably know, but also you don't really know internet stuff.
no. Well, I mean, I
So
don't know
it's
certain internet stuff.
they kind of had the whole like taunting the Mothman and going to the bridge and yelling at Goatman and whatnot.
Oh, yelling at Goatman at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, kind of
Gone
like that.
wrong.
Yeah, kind of like that. But it yells, "Goatman, come and get me! Throw me off this bridge. It's my bridge now, Goatman." Stuff like that.
Goatman, come and get me.
One of them's a skeptic, one of them's a hard believer, and so it was
Ah,
a
I
pair
see.
of
That's a
them.
pretty funny. That's a pretty funny duo combination.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were pretty funny. And then they decided to paywall, and everyone went, "We don't like you anymore." And they're like, "What? No, wait, what? Why wouldn't you like us anymore? We're just making this more expensive for you to enjoy."
So they're
Um,
so by paywall they mean like they're just gonna stop all their YouTube videos and
yeah,
then just
they literally made a video called "Goodbye YouTube,"
oh, I see.
and they are taking all their stuff. They're no longer going to be uploading to YouTube anymore.
I mean,
Purely off
hmm,
YouTube from now on.
I don't I don't know if that's such a great financial decision.
No, you see, because it's a really great idea. Because their new owner, Stephen Lim, the expensive food guy,
Okay,
he's the new owner, and he's like, guys, I've got an idea,
guys, we're
and then he
basically
immediately
TV.
crashed their business.
Guys, we're basically TV. You know what these new TV like subscription services like their models are they're big. You know they bring in the big cash. So I'm
You know,
thinking
you're making a joke, but that's quite literally what Disney is actually proposing.
yeah. I thought they already had it
Disney,
as what the Disney
the,
Plus. They're gonna add like another subscription to it,
yeah,
or
no, they're adding channels. They're just bringing
oh,
back cable.
oh, I see. Guys, crazy idea. I
Guys,
just thought of this last night. What if instead of everything on the subscription service, there were separate tabs? You know how like Chrome has tabs you can open. What about that? But for the shows. Hmm?
well, that's a
And
great
every time you
idea.
switch to a new tab, or every time you want to, these tabs are locked. Okay, and then you got to pay money to unlock these tabs. Okay,
Really?
stick with me. After they get used to that, all right, I'm thinking monthly subscriptions per tab, huh?
Well, man, that's some crazy thought. No one would ever want to buy
Thank you,
into that.
thank you, Mr. Disney. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take my promotion now. Actually, thank you.
Dude, nobody
They
would
should
ever
just
want to
hire
do that.
me.
It's crazy.
I'm like the best dude for that.
I mean, they borderline did hire you, JD, because that's exactly what they decided to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just thriving right now from doing that. Not Disney. Uh
The Watcher,
Watcher. Yeah, the Unsolved.
the Watchmen,
The who watches The Watchmen? Nobody, because of
Watchermen.
paywalled.
Hey boy,
Um,
the Watchermen, did you see what they did on on Fox 5 last night? They said they were gonna paywall all their content.
oh, we
I
sound like the
really
Muppets.
enjoyed watching their $5 Ghost versus $300 Ghost series. I don't know what they're gonna. I don't really know what they're gonna, how they're gonna like survive this.
You sound like Old Man Charlie.
I've been getting recommended a lot of Smiling Friends clips for some reason, and
Yeah,
they're pretty
they've
funny. Is
got
it because season 2 is out now, or?
yeah, new season 2.
Ah, I see. That's why.
I know on April Fool's Day they put out the first episode.
Hmm.
And
Was it an actual episode, or was it just a?
yeah, it was an actual first episode. That's where all
Okay.
that Gwimbly
Dude,
stuff comes from.
I've been getting hit with like
If
there's like
if
two
I had
things
my
now.
Gwimbly gun right now,
I do my
ooh
iconic
ooh
dance for
ooh
you. Ooh, ooh,
ooh ooh ooh.
ooh, ooh,
Hey, what's up,
ooh.
Tyler from Seattle? It's Gwimbly here. Ooh ooh ooh. Uh-huh.
I've been getting recommended a ton of clips from that episode. Where like it is funny because I'm pretty sure it's recommending that to me because of how my avatar looks, how my dude looks. Because there's a character in in that episode that is just like it's just like this character that you drew. He's just like this big muscly dude wearing a black shirt,
Yeah, I've seen that guy.
and
He's
it takes a lot to make me smile. Gulp.
sorry,
Well, huh?
your
Oh, it's
nose was
just a
just so
gulp.
distracting me right now. I had to tear it off.
Sorry, that thing was just in your face and it was distracting me. So, were you saying?
Uh, it looks like it's gonna be really good. I'm excited for it. My dad saw me like I looked at the TV because two fucking Smiling Friends ads played, and I went, "Oh my god, wow, Smiling Friends!" And he like looked at me and he said, "Jim, you have to learn how to like better content." He said something like along those lines where he was like
That's
critiquing
really
me
funny that he
liking.
says that to you.
I
Actually,
know, I know. I had a moment of pause
James,
where I looked over at him.
you gotta up your standards, man.
Yeah, it was something like that. And I kind of just what
Did you watch Smiling Friends season 1?
I did. I really enjoyed it.
You liked it? Hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
pretty
didn't
good.
watch it, so I don't know.
Hey, friend.
I just know that famous character actor Zach is voices like a bunch of the
Zach
characters in
Hadell.
it. Yeah, Zach Hades. He's he's the voice actor for like the
Well,
yellow guy.
he's also the co-creator of it, JD. So that might be why.
Ah, I see.
You
Yeah,
know he's gonna be at he's gonna be at Level Up, right?
he's gonna be at Level Up
Yeah,
this
all
year.
the smiling friends people except the guy that voices Pim are gonna be there.
I From the clips that I've seen, I'm pretty sure like 3 dudes voice everybody in Smiling Friends. It's like a Family Guy situation where Peter, the voice actor for Peter Griffin, also voices
Yeah,
like 3
Seth
other
MacFarlane
characters.
plays every character in
Yeah,
the
Seth
show.
MacFarlane, he just plays every character. For in my like watching of the clips, it's Zach. I think he's pretty noticeable. His voice is
Yeah,
pretty noticeable when he starts voicing a different character because
it's
he's
kind
like
of hard
horribly
to tell it's
congested.
not him.
And then there's like the British guy who voices the pink character. And
Yeah,
he
Pim.
voices, I'm pretty sure he voices a bunch of different things too, but he's actually harder to tell apart when he's doing different voices. But I'm pretty sure he voices at least like 2 other characters in it from the clips that I've seen. Anyway, though, that muscle guy was pretty funny. I didn't know they did so much slapstick comedy in the Smiling Friends.
Have you watched all of their stuff?
The episodes.
Yeah, like all the
I've
Smiling
seen
Friends
like maybe
episodes.
like 6 different clips of it, and they were probably all from like I actually can't tell if they're all from different episodes because apparently some of them are from the same episode, but each episode they're like parts of it that could fit into a completely different episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of side stories going on per
Yeah.
episode.
Anyway, though, there were a couple takeaways from it that I've seen. I think it is my style of humor, where a
Hmm.
lot of the humor comes from. Well, first of all, it's like crazy. There's like random. It's like the lol random kind of humor with the characters, how they look and what they do, and then there's the dialogue humor, which is like it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like if you were having just a normal conversation with someone, with like a coworker that you kind of don't like, and it's like a completely normal conversation, but everything around you that's happening
Uh-huh.
is that like lol random kind of humor. Anyway,
I've never
it
experienced that
fits.
once in my life. That's kind of crazy.
Okay. Jane, yeah, I get that you're a little baby boy at the ripe old age of 97, but anyway,
Stop that.
stop that.
Stop that.
Cuz yeah, I think I would be a big fan of Smiling Friends if I watched it.
It's good. I do think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah. Maybe it's a little bit too woke for me though.
Is it too woke because the two main characters are gay?
I just threw that out there to see if you would say what we would say about that. I'm pretty sure they're not gay though. At least one of them, I'm pretty sure.
They've literally drawn them making out.
That's true. But I thought I saw a clip of like I thought the yellow guy has like a girlfriend.
Are you thinking of the Halloween clip?
Yeah, there was the one for Halloween. It was the clip where like a dude who's cosplaying as Charlie Brown walks in, and he's like the creepiest dude I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, Mr. Boss. Their
Mr. Boss. That's his name? Mr. Boss?
Yeah.
Yeah. He shows up in the clip, and I'm like, what the? No way. And then the red guy's Joker. Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yeah, Alan.
Anyway.
It's really good. I think I don't know if we could do a commentary track to it, but I think it's a good watch.
If we can, we should.
If they made a Smiling Friends movie, I'd say yes.
Good. Add it to the list.
I'm adding it to the wheel as we speak. We'll get back to those one day.
Well, I mean, speaking of shows, wasn't there a new show that you watched?
Yeah, Fallout.
And it might be related to the game that you're playing as well?
As we speak? Currently, yeah.
Yeah, currently.
I've been playing it the whole time.
How is it?
The game? It's pretty fun.
No, the show.
What show?
The Outfall show? The Outriders show?
Oh, yeah.
The 007 Skyfall show? I mean, come on.
Well, it's when the sky falls and they rumble and they stand tall, let's take it all together. It's a good show. Like, it's a really good show. I'm so excited for the next season because we'll be coming to New Vegas in it.
Ah.
Yeah, it ends on them standing over the horizon of Las Vegas, aka New Vegas.
And it ends of them standing over the mound of corpses of people that they've killed over the course of the season.
No.
And the entire last episode is just a slow pan starting at the bottom of this pile of corpses. As it pans up, you get to recognize all the characters that you liked are dead.
I'd actually wouldn't be upset if that was the case.
That was their April Fool's episode.
That's the April Fool's is that they put the whole show out in one go, and now I'm starved for more content. But yeah, that's actually the case. It's good though. It's really good. I believe filming for the second season is going to start in September this year.
Oh,
so I'm super excited for that to happen pretty soon.
That's nice.
Yeah, and it's just such a good show, and like in general, like has had overwhelming positive reception. The British dudes that look like thumbs have been really upset over it.
British dude that looks like thumbs?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Pronouns. Okay.
Is it actually that same guy?
Yeah, I've seen him talk about it. I don't know if it's
what
definitely
is with
been
you
more
and
than
British
just
people, James? There's a common factor here, and it's just
there's no animosity between me and British people.
I'm not stopping it. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just pointing out a fact.
There's no animosity between me and British people. It's just they can't keep themselves in check.
Well, I mean, that certainly sounded like there's a lot of animosity in that one.
Listen, it's not my fault they can't be normal.
I mean, yeah, I get that they talk a little weird, but I don't know if that's grounds for, all this weird energy that you're shooting toward them.
Kill them on sight. I said what I said.
Anyway, I want to ask you, was season 1 like a whole release, or was it like a weekly episode episodic release?
It was a whole release in one go. Unfortunately,
I see.
they put it all out at
Unfortunately,
once. Yeah, because they
you
put
don't
it
like it
all
when
out
they
at
do that?
once. No, I kind of wish they did put it out over time.
Yeah, to give you time to absorb what's happening in the story.
Yeah, it would have been very cool to have gotten all that content over time. They've seen people have retain engagement with it for longer because it was just such a good show, and I really wish. I mean, it definitely got a lot of reception, a lot of good reception as well. So I'm not angry about that. I'm just a bit upset that not enough people got really a chance to actually absorb its content.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
say this: I've seen some pretty bad takes
Oh yeah.
from people who, and I'm not here to
You're a bad
gatekeep.
take.
I'm not here to gatekeep, but I'm about to gatekeep.
Okay.
I don't like that people don't understand the character of Frank Horgan, who is the bad guy of Fallout 1, I believe.
First Fallout game.
Yeah, the first Fallout game, or it's Fallout 2. It's one of the two. No, I think it's Fallout 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a member of the Enclave. To explain real quick, the Enclave are the old world government in the new world. They're quite literally, well, they're not the full government. They're like remnants of it. They're like just kind of like a small subsect that killed the rest when they went underground.
They're aspiring politicians. You know.
Yeah, it's essentially like well, no, it would have been the president, but the president died in the bombing, if I
In
remember
the
correctly.
Fallout.
I was gonna say it,
Hold
but
on.
I didn't want to. I was like, no, it's too on the nose.
It's in the
But yeah,
Fallout.
but Jesus Christ, that's so loud. But yeah, he died in the Fallout, and like the Secretary of State was made the President of the United States because that's the next person in line after everybody else died. But
After
yeah, it's
president, then vice president, and then secretary of state. I see.
yeah, it was. Well, I was after a lot of people.
I see.
Or no, Secretary of Agriculture, maybe. I can't
Secretary of
remember.
Agriculture.
I can't remember.
Imagine
I think
being
that
the
might be it.
Secretary of Agriculture and getting promoted to president because everyone else ahead of you died.
Just kind of staring off into space because everyone else is now dead.
You.
But yeah, that's basically what happened with it. And it's just nobody really understands the character, I'm realizing, and also people don't understand that he's dead and has been dead for a long time in the games.
So you're saying they don't understand his character because his character is dead?
Yeah, they don't understand the character because they all keep making posts and they're like, "Oh man, I can't wait for the next season for Lucy to encounter Frank Horgan," and I kind of just have to stare and go,
And you have to just stop yourself like
yeah,
like
my neck
is
tightens
straining.
up, my neck strains, and then I just kind of relax myself and I move on. But in the back of my brain, I'm going, he literally got cut in half and was blown up in the middle of the ocean. He might be a
In the
super mutant,
show?
but he is literally dead. In the show, no, this happened maybe
So
50
in the
years before
show,
the show.
so in the show, they just pretend that Frank is alive. Is that what's happening? Or
No, they don't. But again, people don't understand.
okay,
And people saw so when they showed the Enclave, they showed a super mutant under like on a gurney,
mm-hmm.
but with like a tarp over him, so they didn't have to do a lot of special effects. They just had to show the arm. And people don't understand that that's not Frank Horgan. That's just the Enclave doing experiments on super mutants. So
Okay.
they're all like, it's Frank Horgan, he's back. And
Also,
again,
they think a character in the show is Frank Horgan when it's not.
yeah, they think an arm. We see an arm in the show, and they think that arm is Frank Horgan.
I
Despite the
see.
fact, again, Frank Horgan has been dead for like 50 years. He was cut in half and drowned in the ocean after he was
Is
blown
this
up.
is game lore, not show lore?
This is game lore. This is the second
James,
game.
show
It's
lore
lore.
is it's a different continuity, James.
No,
Frank
it's
Horgan
actually
could be alive.
the show lore is canon to the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in this one, short lore is counting the game.
Oh, but I don't seem to remember the Fallout protagonist taking his helmet off.
They actually do that, and that was something people initially were angry about. They're like, they're doing the Halo thing of taking the helmet off of the guy in the
doing
power
the
armor.
Halo thing. They're doing the hey, Margaret, get in here. They're doing the Halo thing again with this new Fallout show.
And
I don't like
say
it.
it this, and just like when they did it then, I'll say it this time. I really don't give a shit that this character who can take a helmet off took their helmet off when
Nah,
they
I
could.
think you do. It keeps you up at
I
night. I know.
I think I don't, but I think other people do. I think this does actually upset
I,
other people
I,
so much that
I
they
think you're
can't
just
actually just
projecting,
function
James.
normally anymore.
I haven't heard a peep. I think you're just making this all up.
Yeah, because I definitely haven't seen everybody be like, see, about the new Fallout show, because they can't have normal reactions about stuff. They can't be happy that something's doing well. Instead, they have to go, look, watch as I squawk and squeak and have the most annoying opinions. Women. People are upset that apparently the main character of the Fallout show is a woman, though. That's actually real.
I'm upset about it, and I just heard about it now. So
I mean, that's because you're racist.
Exactly. If you enjoyed, you should. That's just
how it ends.
That is how it ends.
Hey JD, that's life.
If you enjoyed, you should like, subscribe. We do this every Sunday, so if you subscribe, then you'll be able to see it pop up on your feed Sunday. If you like James, you can find his stuff in this description below.
Hello.
And if you like me, well, this is my channel, and all revenue goes toward me. That'll be it for me. James, bring us out.
So I got a person that came onto my stream the other day. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but they were very...